Yeah.
We go
Okay,
live.
That was the hardest thing ever.
Ever. I want to throw this out the window.
But on the plus side, you've got your laptop working now to do it.
Throw this out the window. I want to throw this out the window.
But you've got YouTube open, so whatever browser you've got open that's got YouTube running, you need to close it.
Okay, hang on.
Mute it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just open the Explorer that you've got it on and mute it. I'll mute your microphone. I'll mute it. He's still good at doing. Just you know the E one at the bottom. There. Oh well, sorry about that. You will not believe the trouble we've had trying to get StreamYard would not play ball at all. So I'm assuming Julie will come back on when she's sorted that out. Julie, if you can hear me, all you have to do is wherever you've got YouTube open, close it. That's all you have to do. I'll put any comments up anyway that are around. So that's took us over an hour to try get it working. That was just absolutely ridiculous. Julie, don't forget when you come back on, you need to unmute your mic. Oh, wow. Have you got it sorted? So we're just waiting for Julie because she needs to unmute her microphone. Unmute it after she's turned off YouTube. Yeah, I'm assuming you can still hear me. I'm just saying mute it until you get your YouTube closed. If it's closed, unmute your mic. Hiya, Gillian. We're just having technical difficulties. We've been like trying for ages to get on live. StreamYards wasn't playing ball at all.
Did my child look the cake?
Yeah.
No, that's a good.
No. Then. Julie, you need to unmute your microphone. How are you, Gillian, anyway? You all right? I'm just texting her just to tell her to unmute it. Hiya, Mama Cass, how are you? So honestly, it took us over an hour, and now she's put a mic on mute because while she was trying to turn off her YouTube that she had running as well. How are you feeling, Mama Cass? Are you okay? Honest to God, I've nearly wanted to throw my laptop against the wall. It won't let her unmute. But it's saying you've muted it, so just jump out and jump back in again. And then put you back in. Try now, Julie. Okay, Gillian. Oh, honest to God, Mama Cash, you won't believe it. You wouldn't, honestly. Been driving us crazy. You need to left click on it, Julie. Been fighting the cat to try to stop her walking on my bloody keyboard as well. Julie, if you can hear me, you jump out yourself and it'll ask you then again before you come back in to mute or unmute your mic. I think that's the best way to do it. Get my hair bleached at the minute. Oh, very nice. Do you know, I need my hair doing desperately. Cass, honest to God, I really do. But being agoraphobic, can't really get out. And I don't really like people in the house. That's the other part of being agoraphobic. People don't understand that. I'm just texting Julie. Just telling her to jump out and then she can come back in again. It'll give it choice then to unmute her mic. It's horrible, honest to God. People don't realise, Cass, when you like this, people don't realise how hard it is. You know, they think that I'm just afraid to go out, but it's not that. I just don't like people in my space either. I don't know whether he's going to get his mic sorted. Honestly, we've been it's been driving us crazy, and I thought I'd go on anyway. I'm going to just see if she can hear me. Oh, is she? Right. So she can hear me. So leave the stream. If you go to your little box at the bottom or wherever it is, it'll say leave the stream. If you click that, and then you can come back in again, and it'll offer you a chance again to mute or unmute your mic. So try that. Streamlabs is another one, Cass. Honest to God. That's another one that drives me batty. I can kind of do it, but I need an Ethernet cable. Because I'm one of those people that had a big basket full of old cables, and I had an Ethernet cable in it. And when I went to get my Ethernet cable, when I downloaded Streamlabs, I went, where is it? And he went, oh, I chucked it out. I was like, really? He went, well, they're all old cables. I went, there was an Ethernet cable in there. I needed it. So I wasn't impressed, but, you know, hey, it's Rob. I don't know whether she's going to be able to. Oh, there you go. She's jumped back out now. So if she jumps back in, Joanne, you're not going live. Just text back, I'm now. I had to get on. I'm not even joking. I had to get Brett to talk me through that. Literally had to get him to talk me through Streamlabs. I mean, we spent hours on Skype just trying to figure it out. It was such a pain. I'm just trying to get it to jump back in. No. It's confusing. Yeah, I kept honest to God, because I kept all the cables. I mean, old mobiles, old bloody tablets, old computers. I kept everything. And then Rob chucked them all out. So he'll have to go up to CPC and see if he can pick me one up. It's not so bad. I don't know whether have you ever used CPC, Cass? It's great for all electronics, anything from little components to all your parts for computers, everything, all cables. It's great. You can order online, but luckily enough, we have a warehouse here in Preston, so it's not too bad. Hello, Raimundo. How are you? Well, Julie was supposed to be on, but she's struggling to get it to work and to start up. So I'm just waiting to see if she can get back in. It took us over an hour trying to get it sorted first. Oh, there we go. She might. Let's see. Oh, her mic's unmuted. Hello?
Hello?
Julie?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, God, I can't hear her. Oh, no. Oh, God. Don't start this again. This is what it's been like. It's been such a pain trying to sort it. Oh. she just texted me. Sorry, Joanne, I just sent you a message, but it worked for you. It was for Julie. She said she can hear me, but I can't hear her. Oh, Julie, do that things with your mic again. You probably need to go back into settings and set it to the mic you had it set to before.
Okay. Let's see.
You can hear her. All right, they can all hear her. I can't. Oh, it's me who can't hear you.
Oh.
Bear with me. Let me just see what my settings are on.
This is what it did last time.
Let's
Hi,
try that. Can you, Julie?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh my God.
Wow.
StreamYard is being a pain. Right, just 1 second.
I gotta let the dog in.
We all hear you both. Right, Julie, stay there. I'm just going to refresh the page. Right,
Okay,
I'll
I'm
put us
just gonna
both
let the
back
dog
in.
in.
Everybody who's watching, just give us a sec. Jeez Louise, I'm going to cry.
Oh, goodness.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes! Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Yay! Oh my God, what a nightmare.
That was so bad. Oh my Lord.
So bad.
I nearly took up religion, Julie. I did. Honestly,
Yeah.
God, I nearly got religious.
Tell me about it.
Right, for all you watching, whoever decided to stick by and watch this train wreck. This is Julie. Ruby ParaJewells. You usually see her in my chats.
Hi. Hi, Ray. Who else? Joanne. I could see the chat, but I don't know where to type in chat.
You can't type in it unless, so you'll just have to tell them hello or whatever you want to say. Unless you're on YouTube, but we're not doing that again right now.
Okay. That's fine. Hi, everyone.
We are not messing with anything again right now.
No, I'm not touching nothing.
You know, we got to the point where we actually downloaded a new browser. She doesn't use a laptop. It's her grandson's old one, so she's just like claimed that, and we had to put new browsers on it and everything. Honestly, and it turns out it's bloody StreamYard messing up. Oh my God!
It wasn't my fault or Max.
No, I'll tell you what though, I'm not paying for StreamYard now, but if you remember the last few times, my mic's gone dodgy a few times on it, and even when I was paying for it, before I went back to the free version. So I'm not paying for it again. It's like £25 a month, and I was paying for it, and I just let it go this time. My mic kept dodging up, so I'm not paying for it now, especially if it keeps bloody doing stuff like this.
Right.
Yeah,
Stressful.
So, how long have you got? 15 minutes?
Let's see. I have about 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yay! Let's talk paranormal.
I'm just gonna feed the dog so she doesn't bark because she started barking, and then I'll sit down and we can get into it.
Hang on, I'm just going to tell Claire to jump on.
Come on, Lily.
On now. No, that said in now. It makes me sound like get in. On. Yeah, so this is Julie's kind of like a prime example of that. We don't all have to believe the same things. You quite believe in orbs, don't you? A lot of the time, whereas I'm not a believer really in orbs.
Yeah,
I've seen some that are, I mean, a couple of yours I've seen that are like, oh, but I can still think of explanations that would suit me. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But you do, don't you?
They have to be really good. I mean, a lot is dust. A lot is. So it's got to be, certain travel a certain way and look a certain way for me to think it's an orb. Like I've seen faces in some of them, and I've seen them with my eyes a few times. So I believe in them. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I haven't seen that. You see, people keep saying to me, "Oh, you'll think different when you see them." But do you know what I just think? I just think when I get a migraine, I don't know whether any of you suffer with migraine. I get a halo, what they call a halo, visual disturbance, and it starts off and it's a little light, and then it'll get bigger, and then and every time I move my eyes, it moves, and I just think, is it just like a halo kind of thing, or what people call floaters that have caught the light, or something like that? You see, I still think of an explanation. Do you understand what I mean? And I don't know whether that's because I'm closed off or not, Julie, and I just automatically just think there's other explanations. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Hi, Claire. Hi, Joanne. Or it's somebody asked me what time it was. It's 1:47 here.
In the afternoon.
Yeah, in the afternoon. Yeah, I don't know. I wish you would see one with your eyes, because the first time I did, I was shocked. I was like, "What?" And it freaked me out, and it was pretty big.
I know. I always laugh though, because like when I say to people I don't really believe in orbs, I think they want to shout at me, sacrilege.
Well,
get the holy water out and start dousing me or something.
Oh, it doesn't bother me a bit if somebody doesn't believe, because a lot of people will film dust and say it's orbs, and it just gives, it looks bad all the way around when people do that. But yeah, like when I first started, filming, I would think, oh, that's orbs, those are all orbs. But then I learned, no, it's not. So yeah, a lot is dust, but if you see them with your own eyes and then spot them on when you're filming, then you sort of just know. I guess is the only way I can explain it.
Julie, Claire said she had a massive migraine at the time her mum died, and now she gets them regularly. That's weird. Cash used to see orbs. Sorry, auras.
Auras. Oh, wow.
So, like, I mean, a lot of the talk has been over spirit boxes, but spirit boxes last a couple of days for a reason. You like your spirit box the same as me, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Mm.
Yes, I do.
What convinced you when you first used your spirit box? What was it that made you?
The first one I ever had, let's see. It wasn't like an SB whatever. It was like a really strange one I had bought. It was like an old cassette recorder that I bought of somebody that turned it into a spirit box, and I can't find it.
Okay.
It's got to be around here somewhere. But
Sony,
I just
something like that. Or it's Sony. Did you put videos out using it?
Yeah, I did. It was black and it had like a skeleton. They put like a skeleton face in the front of it. It's been a while.
Yeah, I thought that were a Sony one, but it might not be.
Yeah, I think it was. But I got responses. Honestly, it didn't take me long before like they were saying my name. I don't know. It's really weird, but I hear my name here with my ears. So, you know,
Yeah, Cass, I did.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. A lot is pareidolia, you know, in a spirit box, I believe. But just like the stuff that comes through, and like it's not radio.
But I think, and I do actually believe this, and as skeptical as I can be, just let me answer Joanne. Joanne, it's nothing to do with anybody else. If you like orbs, you like orbs, you like orbs, right? Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Right.
Put your evidence forward why you like them. They can put their evidence forward why they don't, but it still doesn't change the fact that you believe in them. You believe in them all you want, love.
Yep. I believe in them. I do.
True. I hate people feeling uncomfortable for their beliefs. They shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable for it. Yeah. Now, now you see the spirit box. The first, I started manual tuning before anything else. I don't think people really manual tune, or I did before I got a spirit box. I didn't put anything out, but I used to manual tune for me. Now, I got responses manual tuning. I still do. I still do it at home just for me, because I get really, really good responses manual tuning. And I can understand how people say it's not, they're not direct, but I'll say, can you say Peter? It'll say Peter. Do you understand what I mean? I'll say, can you tell me your name? And just for the sake of it, Jacob. But it's not that. I mean, if you listen to my sessions, I more often than not get sentences. I don't get one word answers. I get sentences. So you can't, how over the length of a sweep, it can take half of the length of a sweep to give me the sentence, and they're the only words that are coming out. How can that not be something that you have to think, yeah, that's good, you know?
I know it. It's just sometimes, how do you not believe, There's
Yeah, Claire, do you know, I put that up with Claire, and now I think it was a warning. I mean, we know things that have gone off with Claire. I'm not saying things. How many times was it that it was like near enough 20 times, weren't it?
Yeah, I think it was more than that. Yeah, I think.
Claire. I mean, that isn't normal. You do not on the radio. If you talk to somebody in person and you get introduced to them, or you'll see them and you'll go, right, Julie, you do not say at the start of every sentence, so Julie, how are you, Julie? What are you doing, Julie? You don't do that. So on a radio, there would be no need to hear the name Claire that many times.
No.
So for me, that was amazing. I was gobsmacked. I kept hearing it live. I didn't even mention it as many times.
I heard it too.
I mentioned it a couple of times, and I think I said near the end, it was just Claire's stream. That was just Claire's stream, because, and I do think it was somebody, saying, listen, Claire, I'm here. You're all right, I'm here. That kind of thing. Because of what's gone on since then. I really do, Julie.
I think so too. Oh, I can put it on your phone.
So it's like with Michael with you, isn't it? How soon did Michael start talking to you?
No, it wasn't long. Because let's see, I mean, it's been years since he passed away. He passed away 2 weeks before he was supposed to graduate high school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on. And is there an echo now?
No, not for me. There isn't. I can't hear an echo. But I don't have YouTube open, so.
There just was a little one. I'll just keep talking. If it's okay for everyone. Let me just turn it down, maybe. So he came through. It wasn't long at all. He came through. He comes through a lot. Michael, you know, all the time.
Yeah. Oh, we should actually explain who Michael was, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they can hear an echo
Everybody
now.
knows that nobody does. Yeah, he was like my first love. We dated from like 7th grade on and off we did. But yeah, so he got killed on a motorcycle. A lady ran into him when he was pulling out of a grocery store. And I happened to be out of town the day it happened, like 30 minutes away. And my brother was a police officer in this town the day it happened. So my whole family knew, we need to let her know. And anyway, I found out. It was terrible. It was just awful. It was the worst day of my life. And when I went to service, they had an open casket. And when no, it was the viewing. But they did both. But the viewing, me and a few of my friends all went up at once, and they had him in his jersey, and I could see his chest breathing. So I freaked out. I don't know why could see that happening, but yeah, I could. So it was just devastating. It took me a long, long time to get over that. A long time.
And you're young as well, and it's that first love, isn't it? And you always remember your first love,
Exactly. Yeah.
You do.
But you know what, man? I would have dreams of him all the time, coming to me and saying, I'm okay, and talking to me in my dreams. But this is like, I didn't think anything paranormal about it because I just thought it was dreams, then.
Yeah.
It was only,
because we do project our subconscious in our dreams. We do what we really want in life, things that we don't even vocalize. I think they do get projected into dreams sometimes, and he wanted to know if it was all right. So it could have been that, or it could have been paranormal. I have weird dreams, Julie. I know that the precognitive dreams have, but I do think they can enter in our dreams because our defenses are down a bit. We're not we're relaxed. We're in that state, where it's easy for them to get in, because I have walls built so high, in myself.
Right.
It's unbelievable. So I think that's why when and I have them because I never, when I was younger, I used to, I don't know if anybody else has suffered with this, but when I was younger, I'd go to bed, and when you just drifting off to sleep, I used to get names shouted at me. And when I say shouted, I mean proper shouted, different names, different accents, some with a foreign twang, it was the weirdest thing, and it used to freak me out.
Yeah.
And years and years I suffered this. And then I went to see this psychic medium. And I've seen a lot over the years, and I've only met 2 that I think were right. This lady who I went, she turned around to me, she went, you could do what I do. She went, but I'm telling you now, she said, it's not easy. She went, if you don't want to do it, she went, you need to remind yourself you don't want to do it. She said, and you need to remind yourself constantly. She said, and you need to build up them defenses. She went, do you hear names? And I went, yeah. And she went, yeah. And she went, I were only 20 at the time, something like that. She went, you need to build them up. She said, if you don't want to do it, because I went, nope, no, I'm not. And I'm like, nope. Because I really just didn't want to do it.
Right.
And then and then I literally every night before I went to bed, I was like sat there, and I was literally visualizing building a wall and putting up like iron fences. Do you know what I mean? I did everything I could in my head to stop that. And then it became second nature to me. And then the dream started. It was like, if we can't get you one way, we're going to get you another. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it was so, yeah, that happens to me so much, so loud it wakes me up. It does. It's weird, Claire. It really is weird. So Michael, he came through. Maybe he just needed an outlet. I want to get to Mama Cassie's question in a minute, but maybe he just needed an outlet, Michael. And when he turned that spirit box on, he had it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure, like, I always felt him around me, and I've had an actual medium come to my house before, and when she didn't know anything about this, and she said there was a young man here, and she said he was killed on a motorcycle, and he's here with you. And
wow.
I was bawling when I was crying while she was here telling me all this. It was really emotional. And so she just said that he's sort of like here to protect me, and not constantly here, but stays here quite often or comes in and out. And then she walked in my laundry room, and she said, well, you have a jolly man here. He's bald headed. And she said there were 3 or 4 spirits in my home, and one was a little boy. And I've always known I have a man, a woman, and a child here. I don't know who it is. I have no idea, but.
How old's your house?
It's not my house because there was only one owner before I moved in here, and they had the house built. And
right, so it's a land,
that where I live.
I always think it's the land. 90%, I think it's the land. I do.
Yep.
Who knows what was built there 100 years ago? You'd have to go and investigate. I literally know what's happened on my land because it's quite public. I know there was a church here before I lived here. I know there was a churchyard because I used to walk past them when they were still built. I know before the church was here, there was in the 1700s, there was a big battle took place here. I know all this because it's public record.
Yeah.
So there was never. You see, this is what confuses me in a lot of aspects. There was never a dwelling, a house built on this land before my house was built here. There was a church, and then there was a battle, and it was all like more land and fields,
Oh, wow. So your house is pretty old then.
Hi, Gillian. No, my house is a new build. My house is a new build. Before I lived here, it was a church and a churchyard.
Oh, gotcha.
And before the church was there, it was just fields. It was just all land. So, and that's where the battle took place. On all the land around here is where the battle took place. And it was the last battle on English soil, not on British, on English soil. And it's called the Battle of Preston, 1750.
Well, there could be bodies under you, right? Under your home.
Well, there is, because there was a churchyard here. And I know I'm Irish, so, in like your local town or your local community, a lot, if you're Irish, can kind of always know somebody who knows somebody else who's Irish, somebody. So you're all kind of connected in a way. Because my family's Irish. And I was in the pub one night, and I was talking to one of the fellas who went in the pub years ago. It must be like 15 years ago or more. And he said to me, they didn't remove all the bodies. I was like, what? He went, from what church were they? They didn't remove all the bodies. And I was like, are you joking, aren't you? He went, no. He said I dug foundations and I did all that. He said, and because he said they moved some. He said, but because some were over 100 years old, they tried to find the people connected to them and everything, and they couldn't. So they were under no obligation to move them.
Oh, wow.
Apparently in England, and it's actually less now in London because of the population growth in London. It's 75 years. But up here, it's still 100 years, and they have to try find family or give notice if they're going to move them, and if they don't, they can leave them there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's creepy and not okay.
No, it's not okay. It's just not. So, Mama Cass had put before, let's address this. I think if a spirit's going to manipulate radio waves, they will come through on any radio or white noise. It's just with the spirit box, we are trying to hear answers. Yeah, I think you're probably right. One saying I always say is if they want to communicate with you, they'll write the name in sand if they want to.
Yeah.
You know, I really do believe that. If I'm not sure about energy or anything like that, but I was talking to Glenn the other day, and we were talking about it. And you know how I am with my dimensions and multiverse theory and all this. And I said, what if they're sat there in a different multiverse, in a different Earth through the multiverse, trying to talk to us through a spirit box, and that's what we're hearing. You know, I said, because if there's all these multiple Earths with more or less identical lives, you know, maybe the Earth could be orange there, and the grass could be pink, but everything else is the same. So all the same people, you know. So there's another Mary Lou on that Earth, and another Julie, and another. But who's to say that? Say on another Earth, I haven't died, and I'm going, oh, it's Mags. Can you say Mags? And they're going, oh, it's Mags, because they think I've died there, and they think I'm talking to spirits. Do you understand what I mean?
Oh, right. that's
how weird would that be? If that is actually
really weird.
We're not actually talking to spirits. It's another Earth in a multiverse theory or dimension, if you will. How weird would that be?
That would be really weird.
But it's plausible.
Have you noticed
like that?
Huh?
I said it's plausible, really, when you think about it like that, though, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what's weird is like if I'm thinking about a question to ask while I'm doing a session, or just about to ask the question, and then they'll give the answer before I ask it, or right as I'm asking it, you know?
Yeah.
But I asked the other day,
I find that a lot. Sometimes they've answered me, and then I'll ask the question, and when I go back over it, they've already said it before I've said it, and I'm like, seriously?
Right. Or you think that you really hear something, and then go back and you hear it, and then you go back again and it's not there. Like that happens to me because I'll go over it a million times before I'll put it out. Like when I annotate, I go over it for days to, you know, try to make it right. Like, and then it's frustrating. But yeah, that happens to me quite a lot too. But I asked the other day about the dimensions, and they told me there's 7. I said something like, you know, you've told me there's dimensions, you know, how many are there? And somebody said, I can't remember if it's a man, it's the one I've been working on. It says there's 7. And then I ask again, so how many dimensions are there? And again, it says 7. There's 7. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That was weird.
They do sometimes, Joanne. They do know what we're about to ask. And I agree, your own self, Gillian, is the best form of evidence. It's hard. Julie lives in a house that's got activity in it. I do. I don't like to say haunted. I like to say active. Right? Haunted makes it sound creepy and horrible. My house doesn't feel creepy and horrible, so I don't like to say haunted. No, I like to say active. And I mean, if we said haunted and made it out like it was creepy, we would probably get more people on our channels, but we don't dress stuff up. We'll say it's got activity in it or it's active. Oh wow, Gillian, do you? Cool. Yeah, it's strange and it's weird. And I never see Liz around anymore. Liz Ward. Can you remember Liz used to be in Truth Seekers? I don't know whether you remember.
Yeah, I think that name sounds familiar, but I didn't really know her, but yeah, I know that name.
She did a series of videos, kind of copying the skull experiment, yeah.
Right.
And taking pictures of crystals, and some of the images she
got.
Right.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh God, they were amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. And it's some of the best photographic evidence I've ever seen, and sort of like kind of blew me away a bit.
Yeah, that is really strange.
I don't even know whether she's still around. I've not seen her for ages.
I don't know either. That was a long time ago.
So crazy and so good. And I'll tell you what, me and Rob sat here and we was like pausing like videos when we were watching through them. And Rob's like, even Rob was like, that looks like a woman from like Edwardian times. And he said, I'll tell you what it looks like. He said, you know, when you see, you know, like little cameo brooches that you get and things like that.
Yeah.
From like Edwardian or Victorian times. He said, that's what that looks like. He said, it looks like a proper cameo.
Wow.
We were both of us blown away by it. It was really crazy. Just bear with me. I just got I'm going to say a massage. I do that. A massage instead of a message.
Massage.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And like I said, I've not seen Liz around for ages.
No,
absolutely
I don't either.
Fantastic evidence. And I wish she'd have carried on, you know. But again, she was in Truth Seekers, and it was things that she did because she enjoyed it, you know, like a lot of us did. And I know Truth Seekers got a bad name towards the end, but I mean, you know, we all a lot of us kind of jumped out of there,
Yeah.
you know, distanced ourselves because it became about hating of certain channels rather than documenting evidence that was honest and truthful, you know.
Yeah, that was, you know, in the beginning when we were all in there and stuff, it was, I remember it was nice, you know, but too bad.
Oh, that's lovely, Gillian, that she's got a picture and it was the son and she thinks it's her mum, was it?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
her mum who was standing behind
my son. Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice that you can, you know, and you know, like she said, eyes and ears. I think our senses are the most important thing. And going back to the spirit box, because I actually do love my spirit box. And no, I do. And
I love mine too.
I've had some responses through my spirit box that can't be anything other than a response from the spirits. I mean, I've had obscure ones, and you know, like all the demons and devils and all that jazz.
No,
you know, and I'll put I'll put that kind of thing in, but but only because, like, you know, people like to hear demons and devils. I don't actually believe in that, but it's a weird thing to come through on a radio channel anyway, wouldn't it? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I put obscure things in like that because we wouldn't really hear them on a radio station. But I tend to only put direct replies to what I've actually asked. So if I ask, is there a dimension? And they'll say dimension, I'll put that in, right? You know, that sort of thing. If I ask for a name and they say a name, I'll put that in. I don't, you know, if I say, can you tell me where you are now? And it says, I don't know, lawnmower or grass, or I won't put that in. You know, I don't put things in my sessions that aren't relevant to what I've asked.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people will put all kinds of stuff. I try not to do that, but sometimes I hear something that's relevant to me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like the other day, it said Malcolm. It said something Malcolm. Well, Mike's last name is Malcolm. Yeah. So I knew that it was him. You know, I knew they were speaking of him, or, you know, whatever. So I put it in. I don't know if that's the one I'm working on, because I have two that I'm working on now. But I was like, it was so clear. It said, you know, Malcolm.
Like I said, I know I've been told I'm medium psychic and all this jazz, but I wouldn't ever practice it. I see enough. I've seen so many apparitions in my house, it's unbelievable. So I wouldn't ever open myself up to it because I don't want to communicate, you know. But I don't know whether you do the same or whether you feel the same, but when I do my spirit box sessions, and even if I hear it, you don't really, occasionally I'll say I've heard something, but it's very rare. I just usually go on to the next question, even if I have heard it. But I know, I feel my spirit box is. I know it sounds really stupid, and for me, you've got to bear in mind this is coming from me, the most like skeptical person in the paranormal. I feel like I'm feeling it when I'm doing my spirit box. I can feel the energy. I can feel the responses. Do you understand what I mean? It's like I've got a connection with it.
Yeah,
It's
sometimes
great.
you
I know
can
it sounds
know when they're around also. Maybe that's the feeling you're talking of. I don't know, but I'll get like
maybe.
chills or weird feelings like I know that they're here kind of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like when I turn my box on and I've said, will you step forward and everything. So I've opened myself up a bit to it, which I understand you've got to. But when I'm doing the session, I feel the session.
Right.
And I think the other part of it is if you use the same box time after time, you also you should get to know the sounds on your box. You should, and this is another thing that pees me off with people who use spirit boxes. I literally sat here for days, hours, and I did it over a 2-week period.
Oh my God.
When I first started doing my spirit box, and I listened to channels and radio stations and what they had on at different points in the day, and if I had religious channels on, because at the end of the day, a lot of Sunday, if you do a spirit box on a Sunday, a lot of them have a religious thing on. Not always, but a lot do. And I literally went round and I made sure that I didn't have any religious channels on or channels that would be speaking about anything paranormal and things like that. And I checked them all out because at the end of the day, it's all right saying, oh, look, I got demon, I got devil. But if you've got some preacher there giving it, the will of fucking God, then there's no fucking point, is there really?
Right,
because there's going to be starting demon and freaking we're all going to hell and all that.
Yeah. Oh God, he's so funny. Thousands.
Yeah. No, but it's true though. Hi, Stephen Hunt. You've literally got to make sure that you can prove your evidence, right? And this is my point. When I do a stream, I know when I do a session, I know there is nothing on at that time of the day that's going to feck it up.
Yep.
I know that what I'm doing is totally devoid of any preacher shouting the will of God, right? And I do that for a reason, because I don't want it tainted. I want to be able to say yes, but I know on my radio stations that I can get coming through in my area, this is what comes through at whatever time. Do you understand what I'm saying? You really do have to be able to back up your evidence.
Yeah, you do.
And you know me, I get a bit anal with stuff, and I know I do. And I know I'm going
to
I do. I get a bit anal. I know I do. But the point is, if somebody asks me, I can turn around and say, A, B, C, D. That shit. So, thanks, Stephen. Hope you're all right, friend.
Hi, Stephen.
Yeah, I do think we have to do that. I do think we have to be able to back it up, and build it up. And this is the other thing. And Joanne, actually, if she's still in, Joanne will tell you the same. If you're having, I kept getting the same thing. It was like the 4. Then they said horseman, and it went back to the 4. Then they said, oh God, what were it? The architects, and then that kept coming through. And over so many sessions, I kept getting the architect, the 4. I had the horseman, and then it started with the architect again, but it was John. And one of the names for John the Baptist was the architect. So it was, because I obviously, when I hear things, I go researching, because that's kind of what I do. I love me researching. And one of the names that John the Baptist was used was the architect. And I kept getting John. and it was like really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, honest to God, Mortis, you should have seen me and Julie trying to get this live started. You'd have pissed
Yeah.
yourself off
Just
because
a nightmare.
that was just like it was a trial all of its own.
Yeah.
Honest to God, my laptop nearly went flying.
Out the window, the laptop was going.
I'm so peed. Honest to God, I'm trying not to swear. I'm so peed off it. Bloody StreamYard. And it happened so many times with my mic going dead and everything. And then it was like, and I was paying for it. I was paying £25 a month. And I just thought, feck that, I'm going back on to free version. Because I'm not like having it mess up when I'm paying £25 a month for it. Is that off?
Is it that much?
Mm.
It's £25 a month.
£25 a month. I was
Oh.
paying for it. Yeah. Robbing shit.
Hmm.
I love how much we have in common, Max. Oh, sweetie. I am getting really fun. I'm really trying not to swear because I don't want to age restrict it because I age restrict everything because I've got a potty mouth.
You put the potty now. I
don't mind age restricting because I'm not, I'm not going to make money out of it. I'm not in it for that jazz. But it's like I don't really mind. But it does limit the people who can see it. But now with the new YouTube rules anyway, everything's got to be either for kids or not for kids, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, I was just going over all that stuff. What a pain, right?
Honest to God, you just.
I just restricted every video.
I've literally just set my children. My channel is not for kids because I don't think the paranormal is for kids anyway.
Yeah, that's what I did.
But you have to do all your videos as well. You can't just set your channel for that. You've got to go through every video. I had 170 odd videos.
Oh wait, you have to go through every one? I thought I just. Oh no! Don't tell me that.
Yes.
I could have sworn there was a spot that said. Oh shit!
No, you've got to go through every video, and if the thing is, it's not as easy as you think either. If you've got children on your videos or child content in any way, shape, or form, and you've marked it not for children, YouTube can turn around and say, but you've got this in it, and it'd be attractive to children. So you've got to be careful what you put on that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Brett.
Good luck to him trying to get fecking 42 grand out of me, though. I don't have 42p. Chances of getting 42 grand out of me for it. Good luck with that shit. I'll pay you £5 a week. Can't get blood from a stone. Hiya, Brett, love, you all right?
You need to check all your previous videos, even if you flagged. Okay, I will.
I was just telling him, Brett.
What a pain.
I don't have 42p, so good luck with that, YouTube. I'll give you a load of 10p, Max. Cheers. Don't, because Sarah will turn around and say I still owe her 10p. I keep telling her I paid her off in kind, but she's not having it. Oh dear. So, when we should get back to paranormal, we kind of digressed again, didn't we?
Well, I got to keep an eye on the time. I only got 5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right. Well, we'll do it quick because I'll stay on for when you go out anyway. You can jump in chat while you start waiting for God to go out. So, have you seen a picture? Because Gillian was saying about a picture of her mum, was it? have you seen a picture that would convince you it is literally paranormal and it couldn't be any other, you know, whether it's a slow shutter speed,
Wow.
light refraction, you know, or just dust or, you know, a hair. I'm sick of seeing pictures of hairs, let me tell you, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I captured a face at the cemetery at night, and it's pretty convincing to me. But as far as like a whole, no, I haven't captured anything like that. What is more to say? Might return.
Mortis, try BitChute, but they don't do live streaming at the minute, but they're good to put your videos up on them. It's called BitChute. Just don't have anything childlike around you, and don't try to mention children or things like that. Just try to avoid anything like that, and you should be all right. It's a pain in the bum. You know, don't have a toy car sat there. And this is the other thing. And it started December the 10th. And this is the other thing. We were talking about people who do haunted objects, and you can imagine which ones we're talking about, you know, with the long hair and the pigtails and the porcelain faces. All them are going to be in so much trouble. Anybody who does anything like that, because they're attractive to children.
Right.
Because you know what kind of things we're talking about, don't you?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and it is, although it's not set up yet, Brett, but they are going to go through every platform and do it eventually. They've already said that, so it's kind of like a proxy kind of thing at the minute that every platform's going to be, they're going to do this with every platform. But yeah, there is a lot of streams that are going to be affected, really. You know, and it's a shame, and it's all because YouTube just let people run wild and used, you know, analytics and programs to monitor instead of actually doing it themselves.
Oh, well, they're censoring so many people. It's just crazy right now.
It's fucking ridiculous, is what it is.
Yeah.
And me and Brett were talking today, you know, and what they actually want is like a YouTube streaming site for TV, you know, like Netflix and shit like that. Kind of what they're going for. And eventually it'll start that everybody under 1,000 subs goes, and then 2,000, and they'll whittle it down. They will whittle it down.
Yeah, they will.
I think there is a spirit in my bank because every month I get paid, it disappears quick. Next time you go, take holy water and a bit of sage, because apparently that works. I don't know, I've never done it, but yeah. You know me, I'm not one for all that jazz. But yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to go because it's time to go get the little monster at school.
All right, hon. I'll
Okay.
probably still be on anyway, so you can.
Yeah, I'll join chat when I come back from picking up. It'll only take me a few minutes.
All right, darling. I'll speak to you in a bit.
All right, thanks for having me on. Bye, everybody. Bye.
You know how to jump out, yeah?
More to see. Huh? Thanks.
You know how to jump out, don't you?
Yeah, it's right here. Leave studio.
There you go, sweetie. I'll speak to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, it's not so much the content. I'm going to put that up there, Brett. Yeah, luckily enough, and we watched a video today, and somebody had the bot go around who's, hey, Chris, who's designing to look for these things. And one of the things they actually look for is actually who watches your videos. I don't have anybody under, I think it was like whatever, 25 and above watch my channel. I don't have children. So that's one good thing I'm kind of safe on. So you need to check your analytics as well to see who's reading, who's watching your videos. Because if you've got any kids on them, that'll be like kind of a thing against you. So she does get great stuff on her spirit box, Melissa. She really does. I'm not an old person. You see, I love Julie to bits, and we talk all the time, every day. I don't do orbs in that, but you know, I've seen a couple of birds that have made me think, you know, but it's and this is what I was saying, that not everybody has to believe the same thing in the paranormal, because it's all about our own experiences as well. I think we should listen to everybody's opinion and take it into consideration. You know, incorporate it with our own beliefs at the end of the day and see where we go. Oh, what did Joanne say? I remember you can't insert sage into the cash point, Claire. Hard enough, Joanne. Get in there. Foul demon be gone. Jesus Christ. Are you all right, Chris? I asked Chris to do me a picture. He does some amazing pictures, does Chris? Using geometry. Hi, PM TB. How are you? I hope you're all right. He does. Chris does some amazing pictures. Let me put that back up. The problem now is YouTube haven't defined what is attractive to kids. That's very true. And they don't provide analytics on under 13s either, Mag. So if you're 12 years old and watching us, they won't show in analytics, which is their issue, though. You see, again, it's like we're getting messed around because they can't sort the crap out. I know. I was gobsmacked when you said that today, because I've read through them briefly. Sorry, this one. I've read through them and I've watched all the stuff from where they actually did them in the Congress kind of thing, the Senate, wherever it was, that they came around and said that they were doing them. And I've watched all that, and I didn't know that clause had been slipped in there. That's cheeky. The thing is, and it's kind of where me and you came to today, Brett, when we were talking about it. Hi, Adam. How are you? Hope you're all right. It's kind of where we came to today, is where we got to is like, we hope they use common sense, but you know, where governments and people who are making money are concerned, how often does common sense come into it? That's the other thing. Oh, yeah. Chris likes his numbers. Likes a bit of numerology. I got some numbers when I looked at my bank balance. It went minus. I was like, oh, for feck's sake. It really is. It really is. PMDB, it really is. And I'm never going to make money out of this. And I can spend hours making a video, or hours annotating them. I mean, days annotating them, and then hours putting them together in a video. And I'm never going to make a penny out of it. It just is what it is, you know. And I do it because I enjoy it and I love the paranormal. And I wouldn't buy a sub, and I wouldn't, you know, try to boost my channel like that. It's just not. It's not why I do it. I like to talk to people, you know. I like to have a laugh with people and take the piss, and you know. Oh, Adam, did you? Did you get anything? Oh, fresh meat, Adam, fresh meat. Did you get out? Spirit boxes is kind of my gig. Oh, I'm so interested now to see if Adam got anything on his first spirit box. Mm. What did Claire put? Do you know, I always like, oh, what did Claire put? You never know. Did Satan say hi? You know, even when he pops into mine. I once got, I'm not even joking, I once got Prince of Darkness or something like that come through my spirit box. I was like, what? Yeah, because you just popped through my house, and yeah. I'm not telling you how to do your sessions. I'm not a teacher. I believe everybody's entitled to their own opinions and their own interpretations of whatever. But I will say, was art relevant to something you'd asked? I like direct replies to what I've asked, or those obscure replies, a bit like Satan and Demon, like I got Prince of Darkness. I will always put them in because they're weird and it's not something you'd hear over a radio station. So, look for those obscure ones and see what you get, and always look for the answers to what you've asked. It might not always be like on the nose, but because they're trying to create this for you, so just look for the things that are a reply. Well, they probably just didn't want to talk to you. I've had them turn around and say, like, enough, stop. Things like that when they want me to stop. Do you know, Joanne, I think it's personal preference. Brett likes his PSB 7. I've got one, and I used to use it, but I've now got a Radio Shack 2125. And I'll tell you what I like about the 2125 from the 587, which is what a lot of people use. I like the noise, I like the static, and I like that you get a lot of lower level answers. And I know they don't always sell because they're not always there right in your face, but you get so much more on the lower frequencies and in the bottom on the 2125 than you do on the 587. But for most people, what they would say the favourite box is the Holy Grail of 587. But it is personal preference and it's what works for you, you know what I mean? If you're getting replies, I manual tune. I love my manual tune. I get replies, manual tuning. So, again, if the spirits are really trying to answer you, they will do it. They'll talk to you. But it is what it is. It's whatever you feel comfortable with using. It's whatever you feel works for you. You might have to go through a lot to find it. I've never hacked a radio. It's usually like the mute button for the sweep, but it's different on all boxes, I think. So I've never used one, Brett. I see a lot of people use them, and I think they get good things with them. But I actually like the noise, and you don't get as much noise in a 587. But I've seen some fantastic replies come through a 587. Again, I don't automatically think it's the box. I think it's the person and the connection using it. So, each to their own, shall we say. Yeah. I think that's true with a lot of them, but not all of them. I think a lot of them it's cutting the mute wire. Where do you want me to go? And it said, oh, malicious. Right. Let me say this to you, Adam. They also like to take the mickey, shall we say. They will say things to wind on. They're going to say it. The stuff that mine love swearing. I swear to God, it's like the foulest mouth spirits I've ever seen. And they swear their head off on me on a constant basis. So don't always, they just like to do it. So just take it as, they just like to try and wind you up sometimes. I'll say to them, stop staring at me, and then I'll get a laugh. They're taking the mickey. So just, don't take it as face value that there's something malicious there. You'd know if there was something malicious in your house because you'd be living it. Oh, well, in that case, Claire, I must get the best evidence as they swear their heads off on a constant basis. I actually made up a word, 20, right? And you can kind of guess what it's a cross between. And it was what me and my brother used to say when we were kids, so we couldn't get done for swearing, 20. And I've actually had that come over the spirit box and say 20 to me, which amuses me because they're actually using my made up word. my dad, another one, my dad used to say, like, you stupid pillock. A pillock is actually a pregnant fish, but he'd say, you stupid pillock, and I've had him say pillock at me. So, poor Alfred. I just wait till it starts playing Barry White. Let's get it on. when it starts playing, when it starts coming through, let's get it on, and you're in porn house. I am Paranormal Truth. How are you? I do think, though, ourselves are our own best indicators. I think we can sit here all day long and say, you got EVPs, you got, I don't know, spirit box replies, you got a picture, you got this, until you actually live through something that makes you feel. Our own senses are the best indicator of most things. You know, and it's strange to say that. And, you know, I literally live in an active house. I live in a house that had a graveyard here and they didn't move all the bodies. I live on land that had the last battle on English soil in 1715. I literally live in an area that the land is crazy. So there's no bloody surprise, really, is there? You know. Is that the one she used the other day on that video, right? I'm keeps, and I am going to do it. I'm gonna like get a tray. I'm gonna start doing some old school stuff. Purely because I think when there's less to debunk, you know, it's a good thing. And I'm gonna like do lives and have a camera on, you know, like a tray with some flour on or stuff like that. I am gonna, you know, or maybe just like a pendulum sat there and see if it moves, you know, and things like that. I'm gonna start trying to do. You know, I'm trying not to swear because I'm forever having to fucking age restrict my streams. I'm gonna start doing stuff like that. Oh, cheers! Is it Dale or is it Justin? That's in. I do watch your streams. I go on them. Yeah, and because I just think a lot of old school methods. It kind of, when there's less to debunk. Once you've debunked, you know, the easiest options with old school stuff, you've got to sit and wonder. And I'm not one of those people who will turn around and say, hi, Dale. Or I am one of those people who will turn around and say, hi, Dale, apparently, but hi, Dale. Yeah, I'm not one of those people who will turn around and say, there's proof of the paranormal, because there isn't. We've only got what we think at the end of the day. We put out what we think or what we believe could be paranormal. It's evidence at the end of the day. It isn't proof. And I don't think enough people actually say it's evidence and not proof. We only have our evidence. What comes after that, you know, and they should actually say that. People should actually say that. If you look in my description, you know, it'll say they're only my beliefs, my opinions. Yeah, compass. Do you know what? People pay a fortune now. I was looking at tri-field meters earlier. $180 or something, you know. Buy a compass for God's sake, you know. Yeah, but the thing is, they can find it as boring as they want. The truth is the truth is the truth. If it works, it works. You know, and it works. You know, we have a compass for a reason because it detects the magnetic north and the, you know, the magnetic south, and we can gauge, even though like it's actually 1,000 and something miles out, but that's by the by. That's just me being anal again, but it works. So it's picking up an electromagnetic field, so it works. Use a compass, says Bayeen. Sorry, I'm just reading your question, Adam. I know I went quiet. Let me just put that up. Can I finish your spirit rot? I got more when I was stood near a certain chair and when I was getting jokey. Does that normally happen? I don't know whether there's like a normal in the paranormal. It's kind of called paranormal for a reason because things aren't normal. Right, okay. Yeah, and I did Paranormal Truth, and I do use the spirit box, but I'll only put direct replies in. But yeah, I kind of think it was a bit biased, James, to be honest with you. And I think if you're going to do a poll or you're going to you need a certain amount of people. She didn't have enough people in there to do that. And the questions that she put, the responses that she showed were and I love Jane to bits. I used to be a Patreon on Jane's thing. I think there was quite really bad replies, to be honest with you. I don't think they worked. But, you know, that's just my opinion. The thing is, though, we can all have all these. It pees me off when you see people arguing. I am so trying not to swear. It pees me off when people are in the paranormal and they start arguing over semantics, you know. Oops, fucking hell, there's some drunks outside arguing outside my house. Yeah, we can all have our own beliefs. This is the great thing about the paranormal. We can literally all have what we frigging want out of it. We can turn around and say that something's shit or something's good. But at the end of the day, you've got to be considerate of other people's beliefs and have your evidence. If you're going to argue a fact, if you're going to argue a position, if you're going to argue something that puts you in a position where you feel a need to defend your evidence, have the evidence. Don't sit there and say because, sit there and have your evidence. And, you know, you can't just turn around and think it's because this or because that or I feel this or I feel that. It doesn't work. That doesn't work. Gather your evidence. Do your research. If I see one more person who comes onto a stream and they turn around and don't actually have anything to back up what they're saying, it annoys me. Do your research. I'm anal and I'm a bit of a nerd. I look up everything I can. You know, you can't learn everything and nobody's ever going to know everything. It's simple. We're not probably never going to know till we're dead anyway. But, you know, we can learn and we can look and we can read and spend an hour reading a day. People should read. Read a frigging book. Just let me stick that up. I really shouldn't say things that I can make an innuendo out of. Our default response is in order for something to be classified as evidence, it has to be clear, definite, and without any contamination. But that's just us. No, I agree with you. I agree. But then again, you've also got to turn around and say, what do you classify as clear? What do you classify as contamination? Do you understand what I mean? People's opinions and all those varies as well. We've got to, you know, it is the paranormal, right? Let's say this. It is the paranormal. And we're dealing with things that we don't know. We literally do not know if that is real supernatural, shall we say, rather than paranormal, or if it is something that can be explained. I don't do orbs. I've never done orbs. I think that the dust, camera malfunction, I think they're a hair, I think it's a shutter speed, I think it's a light refraction. And I'm good with saying I don't do orbs. If somebody else wants to believe in them, then, you know, that's totally up to them. You know, do you understand what I mean? It's like Steve ages ago did the thing with, I don't know whether he's still on, but that recorder. What was that voice recorder that he did the video on? And if you had it on the lowest setting, you could pick up everything. I can't remember what it were. Things like that are so easy to use and to say it's paranormal, when if you actually had it at the higher setting, you wouldn't have even heard that. You know, you've got to know your equipment as well. Yeah, EVP exposed. Yeah, that was it. I can't remember the make of the thing, to be honest with you. A little bit right. Yeah, I can't remember the make of it. So you've got to understand that people will try to do this. People will try to put up faked. I don't call that fakes on my channel. It's not what I do. But, you know, they will try to put up faked evidence. They will try to put up evidence that's been manipulated. You know, when they start messing with the audio so that it's so distorted, you literally, and then they'll say, oh, it says this. And you're like, no, it really doesn't. It goes, oh, that's what it says. You know, it gets me when I see them and they put reverb on stuff and stuff like that, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Hi Sam, how are you, sweetie? Yeah, no, I agree. Paranormal truth. Dale, honest to God, mate, I agree with anybody who wants the truth. That's literally the be all and end all of what I want out of it. How we get there, you know, is our own personal journey, isn't it? But I don't fake what I do. I don't pretend I know everything, because I fucking don't. But I love people's, you know, I like your streams where, you know, you had that Keith on the other day and guy from prison, I can't think of his name now off my head. You know, I watch your streams because I love people's stories, I love people's journeys. You know, I love how they got to where they are. You know, I actually love all that. I love stories. I love people's stories and how they get there and how they feel when they get there and the experiences they've had. To me, that's interesting. You know, it's interesting, people's journeys and their experiences. But yeah, Steve, that bloody thing, they'd have been better off using the phone. They're better quality, aren't they, if you do a voice recording on the phone? I've literally only had 2 EVPs in all the time I've been doing the paranormal, and both of them was on a video I was doing. They weren't even on me trying to click. I mean, I have tried. I bought a voice recorder, I've used my phone, and I've never picked an EVP up. Only twice while I've been doing a video that I've heard them through, like, my mic. It's strange. Yeah, but Dale, that's great. I have no problem with you not believing everything that's out there, because I don't believe everything that's out there. I don't believe every method. I wouldn't use a K2 meter. I probably wouldn't use a REM pod. You know, I think any of those are so easily interfered with that it's just ridiculous to think that it's a ghost. And while we're on the subject, who actually said that ghosts are made up of electromagnetic energy? That's only a guess. And the parapsychologists only get to that ghosts are made up of electromagnetic energy is because the whole world, the universe, is made up of electromagnetic energy. literally there is some form of electromagnetic energy in everything, whether it's a plant, person, whatever it is, right? So the only reason they think a spirit can be detected with anything registering anything that's got an electromagnetic field is because it is in everything. And if it's in everything, if there is some kind of electromagnetic field in everything, then at the end of the day, it's going to pick something up. Sorry, I'm just reading chat. Opinions are opinions. We can all believe what we want to believe, but at the end of the day, you know, it still is our opinion. Oh, Jesus. Derek Akora, what the bloody hell are you talking about, Derek Akora? Yeah. Sam, I have no problem with people using what they want to use, because if that's how they investigate, that's how they investigate. If that's what they want to use, that's what they want to use, you know. But and I'm totally behind Dale, because I think that they're entitled to do it how they want to do it, totally and utterly. I don't think it's for anybody else really to turn around and say that that's not, you know, how they should do it. They should do it how they feel comfortable doing it and what feels right for them and what they think is the truth, you know, and what they think is evidence, or what they claim to think is evidence, or what they believe is evidence. The same with everybody else. It's only down to self, really, isn't it? Wow, you really got jiggy with it, all this. Woohoo! Kind of loving this. Specific characteristic. I'm going to put this up because I didn't answer your question, but I have. Yeah, and one of the other things they thought about with the voice that came out of, I can't remember her name now, and me and Brett only did a stream on it other week. They tried to claim that the audible phenomena that came out of her mouth, she wouldn't have been able to make that kind of a sound, and if you know the voice that came out of her, and even if she did, she would have a sore throat for weeks, and that's just not actually true. It can be done. I have done some research on it, honestly. Janet, there you go. Yeah, and what they tried to say is the sound wouldn't be able to be made in the female range of vocal things that come out, but that's not true. It can be. Yeah, I agree, Sam. If you get three things, you know, that are all leading the same way, then it's something that you have to look into, definitely. Yeah, Janet Hudson. You see, I'm not a big believer that everything that happened in the Enfield thing was real anyway. Once they admitted that they faked, was it something like 2% of it? They admitted that they faked something like 2% of it. I'm sorry, you can't take anything that happened there as read. If they're turning around and saying they faked a certain amount of it, then you have to question the other 98% then. And they did. You know? So you have to question the rest of the evidence once they've admitted to a small amount of it faking. You see, but Maurice Gross got into it though, Dale, because he was like the first one, wasn't he? He only got into the paranormal because his daughter had died not long before in I don't know whether it was a car accident, something like that. So that was why he, and she, you know, she was a young girl. I think she was she 17 or something like that. So he goes into a house full of young, young girls and a young lad, and he's thinking of his daughter. So if he's thinking of his daughter when he's going into that situation, he's literally wanting to prove and not debunk. He was wanting to prove the paranormal because of his situation at home that he was in. He really shouldn't have been put forward for that case, because at the end of the day, he had a kind of a stake in it, if you will. I haven't read the SPR case notes. No, I haven't, Dale, to be honest with you. I have read bits of them through other articles I've read, but I haven't read the specific case notes. But you can document as much as you want, but he's only documenting what he thinks. And at the end of the day, when you've got a bias there, and he did have a bias, there's no two ways about it. He had a bias. And they did as well, Brett. Yeah, the SPR worked behind him in it. But yeah, he did have a bias going in. So if you have a bias going in, it's got to be questioned. Whatever you write down is only his opinion, and he had a bias. And he did. Guy Lyon did join him. But it's like, the thing is, how often do we talk about, I'm not saying it's mass hysteria per se, but when you've got somebody else sat there who's on the side of belief and going, oh my God, I didn't see that Lego flying, or oh my God, I didn't see that, or oh my God, I didn't see that. I'm not saying it's like mass hysteria per se, but you're going to go with flow, aren't you? I'm glad Dale come in. I do like a bit of a discussion and a bit of a debate. Yay. Steve's laughing at us. I don't know what he's laughing at. I'm dreading to look at the chat. The police officer's report, yes. And we actually did. I don't believe in aliens. I don't. I believe there's life out there in the universe. I just don't believe they pop down to mutilate a cow. I'm sorry, I don't. How many pecking cows do they need to go through? But that's my own personal belief. But the case in Yorkshire where the police officer had the abduction, again, it's a police officer documenting this. First of all, you have to assume is every police officer you've ever met genuine? Are they all honest and truthful? And did he have any kind of psychological problems before that? They don't detail all this. Todd Midden, yeah, that's the one. They don't detail all this. They don't tell us the life before this. They don't tell us if he'd had any stress in his life that could have caused a psychotic break. They don't say if there was any, they just turn around and expect us to believe it because it's a police person. I don't know what that policewoman was going through at the time. I don't know whether she had some kind of break. I don't know whether she had some kind of issues in her life. Maybe the chair did move, but maybe it was set up to move, There's the one, Dale. That's the truth. We all have opinions. We do. I just think a lot of cases aren't documented enough. I don't think it's not just about the haunting. People don't tend to document the people who've had the experiences enough. They don't tend to look into their background, as their life, as their experiences. And I think that's kind of what we should be doing. Because if anybody ever looked into my background, they'd go, no wonder she's in the paranormal. Do you know what I mean? So she's on the crazy train and she forgot to get off. But this is the thing, don't just assume the haunting is the main aspect of that thing. If you can, even if you've got to go back through historical documents, try to find out about the person who had this alleged experience as well. Real estate? Oh, I didn't know that. See, interesting. That's interesting. Yes, Claire, wine. I like vodka, but wine I'd do it too. I was there in spirit. Oh, fuck. Don't. I'll have tears coming down my face. All right. Dale's an intelligent guy, and Brett is, and you know what you all are. Wait, there a house up in Scotland. What was the Scottish poltergeist thing? I was reading about that. God, it must be last year, and I didn't actually look into it enough. But wait, there a poltergeist thing in a house in Scotland, and I can't remember what it's called. And it's going to bug the crap out of me if I can't find it. I can't remember it. But yeah, it was quite a famous case in Scotland. I think it was Glasgow, but I'm not sure. So if any of you know what I'm talking about. No, nothing's happened since Janet was there. The thing where as well, at the time when this was going on in the 70s, people actually lived in a community. So it's up because Rick Bill, whose voice was supposedly come through Janet, his son said, oh, it was his son, wasn't it? Or his grandson said, oh yeah, that's his voice. But there was people in that community, in that area, who actually all knew that this Bill had lived here before them because, you know, they'd have been there 20 years or whatever. Not East Drive, no, that's Yorkshire, Adam. Yes, I think that's the one. I haven't looked. I don't know whether you've looked into it, and I've seen it, and I just briefly flashed over it. But it was something I wanted to look at in more detail. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look and see if it's that, Dale, because it was just something I'd seen, and it's one of those things that you know, I keep thinking on it. I want to go back and actually have a proper look into that because that sounded quite interesting when I just briefly read over it. So there's so much, and I mean, the literally simple truth is paranormal. It's not normal, you know, and I don't know, but we all have experiences. It's like UFO sightings, isn't it? I kind of believe that a lot of them are natural occurrences, just things we haven't explained yet. You know, that's my take on UFOs. I just think that yes, I can honestly say they probably are seeing a light in the sky, but we just don't have the explanation for it yet. And I think it's the same with a lot of the more ghosty side of the paranormal. I just think sometimes we just don't have the explanation. Yeah, it is right, just outside Glasgow. Cool. I just don't think we have. I'm not saying there is an unidentified flying object in the sky. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't think they're alien. That's what I'm saying is I don't think they're alien. I just don't think we have an explanation for what they are. So yes, it's not paranormal, but do I believe it's an alien life trying to invade us or gather information? No. Exactly. You know, this is the thing. I just think they haven't been explained yet. I don't think they're alien life form. You know, Brett, you know, me and Brett argue about this. You know, all right, we'll say debate. We don't argue. We debate about UFOs and about aliens being here and all this. He's more of a believer, and I'm more of a like, no, they're not. Well, that's good. That's good. I don't mind it. I always say I'm going to go out of this world with more questions than I came into it. And you know, as long as I try to learn as I go along, then I'm good with that. Yeah. Yes, out in space, though. I don't believe they're here mutilating cows and abducting people to probe them. You know, my ego isn't big enough to say in the vast expanse that is the universe, we are the only living sentient being. No, of course we're not. But do I believe they're here probing and mutilating? No, I don't. No, we can't, Julie. I agree. I mean, you also can't, you know, I mean, there might be life form out there who are only, say, at a Bronze Age or an Iron Age state, you know, and there could be some that are far more advanced than us. We don't know. Brett's probably looked at that. I'm not sure of the name. Honest to God, right? And I say this, and I think it's a focal point because I've got my big feck off like 500-year-old elm tree in my garden at the front of the house. And every night when they're coming home from pub of a weekend, there's always a fight or an argument, and they always seem to stop outside my house and argue under the bloody elm tree. I'm not saying it's paranormal. I think it's just a focal point from just stand there and have to knock down, drag out fights or arguments. But it's one of those weird things that happen. Now, this is going to sound bizarre, but I read somewhere that the aliens are our future selves, humans, but time traveling. Right, I know this. If we could time travel, the way that physics explains it right now, to what they know right now, this isn't like going to say what they know in 20 years' time, but what they reckon right now is if they could build a time machine, it would only be able to go backwards, right? But that's not to say that that's not, if there is other life form out there, that's not to say that they're on the same level that we are, right? But as physics explains it right now, we would only be able to go backwards. They're not saying that that's the be all and end all of it. It's just what they've worked out so far. Yes, and murderers have took polygraphs and passed them as well. You know, it's true. Murderers, you know, rapists have all took these polygraphs and passed them, and yet they've got 3 bodies buried under the patio. Jesus, what was that? What was that program? Brookfield, not Brookfield. What were it called? That thing set in Liverpool years ago. So buried him under patio. Yeah, Clay kills all the spirits. Any of the spirits that are around, Clay did it. They told me. Why would it be dangerous though? I don't understand why it would be dangerous to tell us Mama Cass. It's not like we can do anything about it. They could tell us anything they wanted. We're still only as advanced as we are advanced. We can't, you know, it's not like they're going to tell us how they made the machine. It's not like they're going to tell us every little detail about physics that they've uncovered. You know, I mean, there's so many, in quantum physics, there's so many theories. It's literally called theoretical physics for a reason. They're only theories. But again, they could say it. We still can't do anything about it. It's not like we could do anything about it at this point in our evolution. We can't prove, we can't make a time travel machine that it's possible to a certain degree. So telling us what difference would it make? Because it's actually having no impact on us because we still don't know how to do it. If we know and we interact with ourselves, maybe we haven't yet, but someone comes back from the future. You see, I like the multiverse theory. I'm a big believer in the multiverse. And when I've been reading about the multiverse, and it's kind of what I said earlier on my stream, who's to say when we're trying to contact the other side, it's not somebody in an alternate Earth sat there trying to do the same to us. But in that alternate Earth, say I'm dead, right? So everything's the same. You know, maybe the sky's pink and the grass is yellow or whatever, but all the same people are there. But I'm dead in that alternate universe, right? Or that alternate Earth, right? So if I'm dead in that alternate Earth and I'm saying, I'm Mags, who's to say they're not sat over there going, oh, look, it's Mags, it's Mags. You know, maybe it's not spirits we're talking to. Nobody said it is. We all assume, but, you know, we all know what assumption does, don't we? So we only assuming we're talking to somebody who's dead or passed over into another life. Doesn't mean we are. We just assume we are. And who's to say we're not all under this frigging massive hypnosis? You know, we just don't know. We're all finding our way, and it's not proven. And if nothing's proven, then nothing's set in stone. And they are only our opinions. Right, so let me catch back up on chat. Yeah, knowledge is power. That literally says it in my intro video. We're only me people. Yeah, we don't know. A lot of people talk rubbish, not just physicists or psychics. Yeah, a lot of them do. Probably 99.9% of them. We assume. We assume. Assumption's the mother of all, as they say. If we time travel into the future, we'll be saying, remember that. Cool. I don't think anybody's going to remember YouTube fondly after all these fecking feck-ups that they're making at the minute. Oh, look, put something in your video and you can be fined £42,000. Yay! Claire, I don't think there's a person who's lived a life to a certain degree who doesn't think that, to be honest with you. In fact, I'd like to go back and slap a few people before they start making mistakes, to be honest with you. Just walking up to randomers in the street and go, and you'll know what that's for. You're not going to get arrested, are you? You can just jump back in your time machine and go back a few hours, and you're never going to get done for it. I wonder, right? This is the other thing, right? So, say time machine. Do you know? Do talk. I love theorizing and just really talking bollocks and whether when I literally open my mouth because I've no filter and things come out. So I kind of theorize loudly. I wonder, right, how many of us, say we take as read that what quantum physics theorizes at the minute is that we could only go back in time. So say we could only go back in time, right? How many of us could fit into an earlier version of ourselves or live a life, say 100 years ago? Could you live a life without indoor plumbing properly, and you go into the loo outside, or could you pee in a chamber pot, or do you understand what I mean? How many of us who are used to our creature comforts and used to our life as it is now, how many of us could actually go back in time and live with creature comfort, live without our creature comforts? If you had a time machine that only went backwards, which is what they see rise right now, and couldn't go forwards. Could you live peed in a chamber pot? Well, you'd have to fit in. That's the what I said. You'd have to. I agree, Adam. People shouldn't be in it, really. I mean, I've no problem with people monetizing the channels or even super chats or anything like that. But when they start with the sub stories and shit like that, you know, oh look, I've not got this and I've not got that, and I've got a bloody black bag in my car, and you know, all that jazz. It's like, nope. so you'd only be going back to what, 70s? That's what you're telling us, Joanne. Before colour TV came in. Yeah, that butterfly effect, isn't it? Right. Yeah, and I agree, Sam. But you know, if they stuck me back before matches, I'm begging because I don't know how to start a fire. They could even give me some flint, and I'm still not working that crap out. Yes, because Adam, the first man, learned how to do it standing up. we can't be as discreet being ladies. We have to squat. Exactly, Julie. Our appendages do not stick out, Adam. Yeah, but the thing is, Joanne, if you could go back and tell past loved ones that you love them, right, you could be altering your own timeline. Therefore, it could cause problems for your future self. Maybe you wouldn't be born. Maybe you wouldn't be the person you are. You know, you can't interfere with that. Well, I suppose you could, because you're already there, but would you zoom out of existence? You see, all these theories. Do you know, I'd be well chuffed if Einstein was my ancestor. Like, yes. It's not that far back, really, Einstein, is it? But yeah, I'd be like, yes. I could actually see Einstein being one of my relatives because the guy was crazy. He literally just didn't think straight, and I can understand that. And I love him for it. Yeah. Our future self, you know, if we could see ourselves as a future self, that's a whole different ball game because we've not lived there, have we? We can imagine living using a chamber pot or having to start a fire or all the because there are histories, but we don't know the future. And if we actually did end up in the future, knowing what the past is, how much damage could that do as well? Wow, this stream literally went off into a total different direction than where we started. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't have no problem with people monetizing. I think they should be allowed to be honest with you. You know, we work hard doing what we do. I mean, people think, yeah, I do spirit boxes for the most part, but I do my legends and things like that. And I've done videos on superstitions and myths and legends and local folklore and, you know, things like that. But the thing is, I spend a lot of time doing that. I'm not great at my video editing, but I try, and it takes a long time to do it. But, you know, so if I ever get to that, you know, number where I can, I would probably monetize my channel. But you get pittance from monetizing it anyway. You know, it's like people think you get these big amounts of money, and you don't. Myself during time travel. I'd be worried if I met myself during time travel. Yeah. Into a crypto. I hope there is somebody there. Yeah, people don't, unless you're actually doing it, and I don't mean to seem, you know, like fucking a bit super silly or anything, but it's hard when you sat there and you're knocking a video together. It really is hard, and I'm no IT person. I'd literally no idea before I started doing this. I'd never seen a video editor or an audio editor or anything like that, and I've only been doing it just over 2 years. I mean, I read my arse off before that, and I was watching people on YouTube, and a year before I decided to come in to talk to people. And you know, even then, it took me a good while after that before I decided I wanted to put a video up. And it was literally through my own experiences that I did that. But it was like I had no clue. I was a 40-odd-year-old woman, and I was like, what the friggin' hell? You know, old dog new tricks and all that crap. Yep, paradox. It does, Mama Cass. Well, you do use tech, so I suppose that's one way. That's why they're putting the AdSense towards you. I'd actually just go back and see how the pyramids were built. Oh, Adam, good one. Yes, I think we'd all like to know that. Aliens did it. Pig off. I used to was class and go over my cousin. See, any Celtic history is always interesting to me, being from an Irish family. I wouldn't tell anybody. I'd just pretend to smoke that than you. I'm busy myself laughing. Well, they have to flip them clear because they're not exactly going to be balanced, are they, on pointy end? I've literally looked into pyramids, Adam, and it's the design is basic geometry. It's nothing that's supernatural. The only thing you can actually question is, yeah, Skynet, obviously. The only thing that you can actually question is how, because the design is basic geometry. It's a bloody triangle, isn't it? you know, it's basic geometry, but it's the technique in the building. That's the only thing you can question. Things that I've read said they had the technology to do, and don't forget all the slaves they used doing it, you know, that they could. So just built away. Ta-da! Well, we all worship the Toblerone. Okay, Brett. Do you know that's how I discovered I was allergic to nuts, a walnut whip, and then a week later I had a carrot cake that had walnuts in it, and it happened. So yeah. Night, Brett, love. Take care. Yeah, I think the pyramids were made by man, designed by man, built by man. Well, slaves really, but yeah. The thing that I find creepy about the Egyptians and the pyramids is that they used to take all the handmaidens and slaves in there with them. Like when they died, they used to take live people and bury them in there with them. That's the thing I find creepy about pyramids. Well, I'm dead, so you're going to die with me. Come along, let's bury you in here. This is what we were talking about the other day. I mean, technically, there's even on some of the blocks in the design of the pyramids have some kind of symbolism. Have lots inside, but some of the blocks actually do have some kind of symbolism on them. And I think that's kind of where the Freemasons got them from, these symbolic kind of things. Whether they got it, you know, whether they got it as kind of a religion or whether that's where Freemasonry was derived, I don't know. But yeah. Skynet. Have you ever watched the Terminator play? Skynet is the AI in the Terminator. I'd be a cyborg. It's all right. We've got Linda Hamilton. She'll sort that stuff right out. She'll come and kick ass. We're great. Watched the new Terminator. I don't know whether I liked it or whether I didn't. I mean, T2's my favourite, obviously. One of the best films. Besides Aliens. Not Alien, Aliens. Second Alien film. But yeah. I don't know whether I liked it or whether I didn't. I don't know. I'm on the fence. Don't know whether any of you have seen the new one. But yeah, I'm kind of on the fence with it. Skynet's the one who creates the cybotic, you know, can't even say that word now. Cybernetic robots, you know, cyborgs, if you will. But yeah, So Arnie was created by Skynet in the Terminator. You'd have to wonder if they had an horse first, would you not? Keep the lightning, keep lighting the path. Do they have an horse? Do they have bodily functions, you know? Hi, Willow. Long time no see, sweetie. How are you? Frozen 2. Skynet. A Terminator was created by Skynet. Skynet is the AI who took over the world, who set the bombs off, who destroyed the Earth, and therefore created all the robots, and then went on to the cybernetic people like Arnie. And I'm sounding a right nerd. But yeah. That's who Skynet were. I've not seen Willow for ages. Like Willow. Googly Skynet, yeah. Let's get all your details. You can only hurt somebody to create something against somebody when you know everything. And that's what happened with Skynet. I'll be back. I don't watch the news. It's too bloody depressing. I'm depressed enough. I don't need news to depress me even more. But I'm one of those people who can look at a film, as a form of entertainment. The only thing is now they keep trying to shove social issues down my throat through every film, which annoys me. But yeah. Hello, Robert, darling. How are you? It actually is called Skynet, isn't it? Rob's me other half. He's another nerd. Yeah, we're living it now. You ever looked at my Facebook, Samantha? You'd laugh yourself silly because all I do is either put pictures up at grandchildren or sarcastic memes, quotes, pictures, gifs. That's all I kind of do on my Facebook. Funny. Yeah, that's how they're going to get us, Willow. How do you know he's got hairs in his bum? Keep lighting the path. Have you been watching where you shouldn't be watching? Oh, you little stalker, you. I love Josh Gates. I love him. Absolutely love Josh Gates. Me and Rob love watching Josh Gates. I can't even say that. Josh Gates things. Apart from where he got that medium. What was that medium called in America? he got him on one of his last shows, last things he did. Oh my God, I'm not going to. Copy. I can't think of his name. Who I think's just he's done stuff with. He did stuff with that. Is it Pennsylvania? That one with that fella who got done for all the drugs. See, it's the names that are getting me at the minute. So I'm not so sure about him. Chip Coffey, that's it. Coffey. Hi, Maureen. How are you, darling? Have you ever watched any? I'll send you some stuff, Joanne. I'll send him you a message of the kind of things he's done after this. Really good. Does a lot of adventure stuff and like exploring stuff. But he looks at it from like sometimes he does it from a paranormal side. A lot of mysteries, a lot of legends, that kind of stuff. It's really I love it, like, because he does a lot of the history and he tells you all the legends, and you all know I love a good legend, so he does all that. So it's really interesting. Yeah, the guy with the scarf, that's the one who talks crap. Yeah, and he was right up. Do you know, my mind's gone now. It is like nearly 11:45, but tell me who I'm the Annabelle doll. My mind's just gone at the minute. He was well in with them as well. So you got to question that too. It should be running. I don't even know whether it's on, to be honest, Maureen, the game, to be honest. We'll soon find out. Mm-hmm. Well, you'll have to ask Rob what we're getting. No, you don't need to be telling. Right, okay. Is that the one where... Sorry, everybody, I'm just talking to my daughter. Is it... Yeah, what is that the one where I like the chicken burger from? Right, okay. And she's 19, just in case bloody YouTube want to say she's a child. She's 19. Are you calling me a boomer? Yeah. Yeah, psychic kids, that were what it was called, weren't it? Psychic kids and psychic children. What we getting? Am I discussing my takeaway options over YouTube? Fair enough. Apparently, we're getting Pizza King. Rob, that's apparently what we're getting. Pizza King, not Pizza City. Pizza King. Yeah, I watched that, and I just don't like. I don't think kids should be involved in any way, shape, or form. I just don't. I don't think the paranormal is for children. I think, and now bear in mind, I grew up with my daughter who had these kind of problems, but I don't believe the paranormal is for children, and I never claimed anything like that to her, even though I had my thoughts and suspicions because of what went on in our house. I don't think it's for children. I just don't. I don't think you should be near it in any way, shape, or form. I don't think it should be encouraged by people. I don't think, it should be made an issue of. I don't think it should be put on. I just don't. I don't think it is something. It's. I think if you take it seriously, then it's not a subject that should be dealt with children. No, I agree, Julie. Totally and utterly agree. I don't think it should be. I don't think it's suitable viewing for them. Why would I want to scare my kids? Or any? It's an adult thing, pure and simple as far as I'm concerned. It's for somebody who's lived some life and gathered some knowledge so that they have or could be on an even keel to distinguish the difference. Oh yeah, that's good, Sam. It's Captain Kirk, in it. I can't think of his real name, but it is Captain Kirk. Bit of a tricky in my head's got this time of night. My head's gone at this time of night. But it is Captain Kirk. It is quite good that way, you know what? I just like legends and myths and things like that. They're kind of my passion. I love the paranormal. Don't get me wrong. And I want the truth, you know. And it's like Paranormal Truth run earlier. They don't do spirit boxes, which is great. I mean, I don't think everybody should do the same thing, and I don't think everybody should believe the same thing. I literally think when it comes down to it, if we ever get close, to be an amalgamation of lots of different beliefs put together where people work together to find the truth, you know? I never think it's going to come from one area. Exactly, Willow. I had to deal with my daughter, and I mean, I did a live with my daughter. It's on my channel from being 2 years old. So, ever bored one day, just looking for something to watch. Look, I don't know which live it were. It's Mags and Chloe. It's called or something like that. The issues they had to deal with and go through with Chloe while she was growing up in this house, and I never once turned around and made it out like I made sure she was fine and she was okay, but I didn't ever make out like it was paranormal to her when she was a kid. Too young to understand. We are the Borg. Resistance is futile. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological, technological, and distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to save us. Yeah, I'm not right good at adapting. If they added me to the collective, they'd be well peed off, I'm telling you. They'd be so upset if they added me to the collective. Although if we all got a body like 7 and 9, I'm happy in. As a norm, I tend to like men, but you know, wow. Hello, 7 and 9. William Shatner, that's the one. Yeah, there's no need adding me into that collective. It'd be like putting a virus in. I'd be like the Trojan horse to the Borg. They'd all have so much paranoia. Wonder if you can get let out of the collective once you've been let in. It'd be like the Big Brother house, wouldn't it? You've been evicted from the collective. Oh dear. I don't know whether I've watched that, Joanne. Edge of Wonders. Yeah. Do you know, that's really strange to say that. I literally cut my viewing down. Literally, handful of people I watch who do paranormal. Last month I just got rid of so many people. A month before now, maybe. You know, I watched very few. What would I like? Apparently, we're having can I have I'll have a chicken supreme meal, same as Chloe. But can you get me a tub of mayonnaise separate as well, please? So I can dip my chips in the mayonnaise. And they don't put, if you're getting, remember Pizza King, they don't put a lot of mayo on your kebab, so you need to put some extra mayo, so an extra garlic mayo pot, please. Always a little fecker, isn't it? Oh, Julie. I call him babe. He's my babe. Boy, I have really easy to take away orders. Yeah, it's not easy to take away through me. Thing is, though, Sam, I have to watch what I enjoy. And you get, this is the thing with the paranormal, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? And I totally and utterly agree with that. And on a regular basis, I watch I watch Brett, I watch Glenn and Zara, I watch Paranormal Truth, and I watch Ouija Brothers, and I watch Julie, and a few others that I will watch for paranormal content on a regular basis. But it's very few and far between. I do the spirit box, but I go into Paranormal Truths, even though I know how against the spirit box they are, because I think the content's good and they're actually looking for the truth. It's their choice whether they believe the spirit box or not, and I'm totally on board with them not believing it. That is totally and utterly up to them. You know, that's their opinion and that's their voice, and they're entitled to it. You know, we all have our own opinions and stuff. Mine on aliens is different than a lot of people. You know, that doesn't mean we still can't talk. See, this gets me mad. It really gets me mad when people start having arguments over stupid stuff. And when I say stupid stuff, even though we're in the paranormal, right, I can say stupid stuff because you're literally arguing about people's opinions. And we're entitled to our opinions. But if you want to get knocked down, drag out, have something there to back it up. Have some evidence there that you think's, in your opinion, undeniable. Or have some evidence there where you can turn around and say, yes, but what about this? But what about this? And this had this, and this had this. You know? Yeah, like I said, they really don't want to assimilate me. All I can say, if they assimilated me, I'd soon get kicked out of that collective. Well, yeah, we've got to watch. I mean, I'm not. Sam has been doing some stuff on dolls. I'm not a big doll fan. In fact, I find them creepy as hell. But I've been watching them, and I watch them because I know that Samantha, Life After Life, in case people don't know what I'm talking about, Life After Life, Samantha is very honest and very truthful. And she puts forward evidence that is untampered with, and she doesn't do anything with it. She puts it forward. And I like that. So to me, that's somebody you should watch. I mean, we can all get the oohs and ahs over all the good things. And I'm not saying they faked it. And what I'm saying is, like, you're putting clips up and it's for impact, which is fair enough, you know, but I kind of like the untampered stuff. But Sam doesn't turn around and say they are haunted. She comes into it from the perspective of, let's see what we get. You know, let's see if anything happens. Let's see if anything's said. And she doesn't come in thinking they are haunted. There is something supernatural about them or paranormal or anything like that. She literally comes into them with, well, let's see. Dolls, yeah, dolls freak me out. What was had a second ball of what? I'm literally not keeping up on this chat. I do apologise because I'm literally not keeping up on the chat. Clowns. I can live with clowns, even the freaky ones. I don't even know why. Maybe I think of him as a challenge. It's like, you're not going to beat me, but I just think dolls are freaky. Exactly, Sam. Exactly. And I respect that. I respect that he comes from it from more skeptical side. People think I believe everything that comes out of my spirit box. I don't. I believe what I'm hearing, and what I hear, I will put forward. Do I believe it's spirit? I don't know. Because none of us know. All I know is I'm asking questions and I'm getting a direct reply, right? In what I would consider a direct reply. Do I believe it's a ghost, a spirit of somebody who's died? I don't know. And that is the God's honest truth with anything we do in this field. We have no definitive proof. We only have our beliefs and our opinions. And that's just how it is. The only time I'll consider it 100% proof is if Oprah Winfrey is interviewing Elvis in his spectral form live on TV. Then I might consider it. But before that, no. All I'm saying, and I'll say spirits because it's the easiest thing to say. But do I believe it's that? I don't know what it is. I know that it's something. I know it's something. I know there's something there. I've seen apparitions. I have the stair walking. I have knocks on my door. I've had them playing shadow puppets on my walls. I've had it all. But do I believe it's supernatural, paranormal? I don't know. Do I believe it could be an explanation for it? Of course, to a degree. But how much you have to see, how much you have to experience before you think, I really can't explain that away. I don't know whether I believe we go on. I hope we do. Simple, honest truth is, though, Joanne, if we don't, we're not going to know about it, are we? Once we die, our eyes are closed and we fade to grey, if you will. We're not going to know any different anyway, are we? If there's nothing, we're not going to know. I suppose that's the only saving grace. Oh, Willow, that reminds me. Wait, weren't you doing all the decorations, all the like backdrops and scenes for your daughter's wedding? Was it you who was doing that? It's a while since I spoke to you. How's it going? I'm sure it was you who was telling us that you put so much work into it. I hope it's going all right. Yeah. I'll put that up. Oh. Yeah. You see, that's it. People get hysterical, don't they? And I don't believe an object can be haunted. I don't think they can, and I never will. Do I believe they could have an attachment? I believe all energy can leave an attachment to something, can hover around something, can be around something. And I believe we're all energy based beings. So to me, it could have an energy attachment. That doesn't mean it's haunted, you know? Oh, great, Willow. I'm glad it's coming along nicely. I've had a bang. The lads bang from home. Call the police. One morning, I don't even know whether Rob's still listening on this, but one morning we had this banging and it went from the wall to the ceiling to the floor and it moved around the bedroom and me and Rob, it woke Rob up and we were all looking for it. Rob decided it was a mouse. Well, this, like, that song, A Little Mouse with Clogs On. This little mouse had hobnail boots on if it was a mouse. But it was that loud that it woke us up, and Rob wouldn't admit it was something. It was not an animal in the wall. It was like, if it was an animal, this animal was like at least 50 pounds in weight, wearing bloody hobnail boots. It was bum, 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 bum. And it travelled up through the ceiling, along the floorboards, along the walls. It was crazy. I had a small object thrown at me many months back while filming. Yeah. Was that the one when you were talking about the stone? That was crazy. I do urban. I like urban exploring. You see, again, that's just a part of history to me. I don't. It is to me. That's just a part of history. I don't know whether you watch Carl. Carl's really good. I like Carl's stuff. I watch a few. I do. I watch a few urban explorers. I find it interesting. I love those little clips of abandoned buildings and past, and that interests me. It was a rat. Okay, it was a rat with hobnail boots on. Honestly, don't encourage him, Julie. He woke me up the second time it happened. He woke me up. I went, Mary, listen to this. I'll tell you. But he won't lie to you. We were on the floor. We were following this noise around. We were trying everything to find out where it were. We had our ears to the floor. Yeah, I don't believe in people possession because I don't believe in demons and stuff like that. So for people to be possessed is kind of hard for me. I can kind of, right, all right. And I say this all the time. I don't believe in possession of a person. I don't believe in demons. So I do believe in oppression. And the reason I believe in oppression is because of an energy standpoint. And if something's negative or has a negative death force, I don't want to say life force because they're dead. If we're looking at it as a spirit, you're going to feel that because it's energy. And I believe they're energy beings. Once you pass, you're energy beings. So I do believe in oppression, that something could make you feel different. And I think that's kind of why we feel, say, oh, look, hairs above my arms, and all that stuff. And I think it's because it's an energy force, an energy being. But yeah, I don't believe in possession. I believe in oppression. If you want, Adam, it might take me a couple of weeks to get to it because I've literally got so much on my plate at the minute. I've been trying to put my own videos together, but life's got in the way of a local thing. If you want, you can send me the spirit box session that you did today, your first one, and I'll go over it for you. I'll have a listen to it, and I'll put in what I think is relevant. Exactly, Sam. That's quite kind of why I like exploring stuff. Going on exploring with Carl. I like exploring with Carl. He's good and he's down to earth and he seems like a nice guy. I sent him a couple of places. He's not far from me, an hour and a half drive or something. So I sent him a couple of places that are local to me that he could do. Because I think he's a decent bloke. I did, Claire. They're all my own growth, those. I was thinking pink, but I thought, no, I'm not an upbeat person in that way. I'll go with black. Yes, Willow, classic black, not plastic clay, classic black. Yeah, he's a nice bloke, isn't he, Adam? It just seems like a right good down to earth guy. And he started doing lives on a Friday now, and I tried to pop in. Nice guy. And I'll tell you what, I've gone in his lives and everybody's nice. It's like coming in my lives. I know it got a bit frantic before in Paranormal Truth and Brett were having a bit of a to-do. But I don't mind that either because at the end of the day, we're all entitled to our opinions. They weren't being rude and nasty. Opinions can fly all they want. But a good chilled out chat, and that's nice. I like that. When I've got in calls, lives has only been doing them for a few weeks. Nice chilled out chat. I like that. Andy, I know he went live earlier. I didn't know he was going live, but and me and Julie have been trying to get his live going for a while. Me and her doing a live, and then tonight it was like, oh, it just wouldn't work. But anyway, it did eventually for a bit. But I tell you what is really cool is like Andy, always fair based. He does believe that for a very short amount of time, the human spirit is around. And I kind of respect that. And I'll tell you why I respect Andy because he kind of changed his life for his beliefs. And I totally respect that. I do. 100% respect what he does. And I wasn't convinced about fae or elementals or anything like that at the start. And I used to go on Andy's streams. You look back on some of Andy's old streams. I don't even know whether he's got them on. And I'd be chucking questions left, right, and centre. And over time, I changed my opinion on it. But it didn't come like, it didn't come just one day. I literally asked questions. And I used to like go in there and ask all sorts on Andy's streams. And, 18 months later, I'm like, oh, right, okay. I'll cut a door closing on their own. In Red Dress Manor. I don't know where that is. Hawthorne, Full Footsteps, St. Joseph's 2. Oh, right, okay. All right, Willow, no worries. Very cool, Adam. I don't know where that is. It's very cool. You see, this is the other part of the paranormal as well. And I've had my channel going, 2 years and a bit now. And people ask me things. Or will ask my opinion. I'm not the fountain of knowledge on the paranormal. I can only ever tell you what I think. I do not profess to be a teacher, to be an educator, to be right. I don't. I can only tell you what I think. And at the end of the day, that is all it will ever be. It's my opinion and my outlook and my beliefs. And I don't like people thinking people should, assimilate. Let's go with the Borg theme. Assimilate to their thinking because they've got more views, they've been doing it longer, they've been doing this, that, or the other. I don't think that's right. I just think that we are all entitled to them. But if you're going to put a video out there, if you're going to use a certain piece of equipment, then be knowledgeable about it to the best of your ability. Yeah. This is what we said earlier, me and Julie. I mean, we use spirit boxes regularly. I can feel when I'm doing a spirit box session, I feel it. It's not that I'm just doing a spirit box session. I can feel whether it's because I've opened myself up more, I don't know. But I can feel it. So I'm assuming that same kind of thing applies to when I've tried EVPs and things like that, although I've never really got EVPs, you lower your defences a bit, don't you? You open yourself up. Oh, did you? There's some crazy lights, them, Julie. No worries, Willow. I'm assuming you mean there. I'm catching up on chat. Cass, you're talking about Andy and Becky. Yep. I like Andy and Becky. I think I'll tell you why I've got respect for them is because what they chose to do, they chose to leave the stereotypical paranormal and went a different way, and they altered not only the beliefs but their lives to accommodate it, and I appreciate that. Oh, I'm too far there, Mama Cass. Sometimes the energy you feel can be read by my equipment. That's frustrating. Yeah, it can't be read, rather. Yeah, I agree. It is frustrating when you can't document it. I've read some stuff about Speak All. It's supposed to be a good place. I've seen a lot about Speak All. You're not far from me in Liverpool. 38, 40 miles, depending, part of Liverpool. But yeah, you're not far from me. It's like a 40-minute, an hour drive. I've heard stuff about Coxted Hall. Did most haunted not do Coxted Hall at one point? I don't know. You see, it's hard for me, Willow. Sorry, Cass. My beliefs are different than a lot of people's. I'm very skeptical, and I never pretend to be anything other. I'm very skeptical of a lot of evidence that I've seen, and I'm very skeptical of a lot of things that other people take as read. Does that mean I don't respect that they're doing what they do with the total belief that they are right? No, it doesn't. Of course, I respect that they're changing that, but there is nothing that I can sit here and say I've changed, I've altered, or I've done. There isn't, because I'm literally only going off what I think and what I feel and what I believe. You know, I don't agree with a lot of other people in the paranormal. There's very few who I agree with. And you would probably be more surprised that I actually agree with people who don't actually agree with me in the spirit box. I actually appreciate their views more and I respect them more than a lot of other people who use the spirit box. It's crazy. You know, I love Glenn. Me and Glenn have talked for hours over stuff. North Nottingham Paranormal. And me and Glenn will sit here and and we will bat shit around with each other. Julie knows I don't automatically believe, and Julie was on here earlier, don't automatically believe in orbs and things that she believes in. That doesn't mean you're not a decent person. That doesn't mean you're not an honest person. People don't tend to be able to differentiate beliefs to people. I think that's wrong. We're all our own people. What we believe can be different, but respect the person. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, it is. So many things that are personal experiences. You can't prove them, but once you've had them, it's crazy. I don't know whether it stems from Masons, Chris. I believe they incorporated it. For whatever reason, I believe they incorporated the symbolic or symbolism things from witchcraft or paganism. I think they incorporated it. Now, for whatever reason they did, I don't know. Mm. See, I'm one of those people, and it's strange. And I think we've all had this experience. You go into a place and it doesn't feel nice, or you meet a person, and you just instantly don't like them. I have no filter, so I will say, I don't like you, don't talk to me. I probably have more friends over the internet than I do in real life, because I meet people, if I don't feel right about them, I'll just say, I don't like you, don't talk to me. I have no filter in real life. I really don't. I try my hardest on the internet, but in real life, I have none. I don't think I don't suffer fools gladly. Let's say that, Mama Cass. But I don't expect everybody to believe what I believe, and I do think people are entitled to their opinions. But if you ask my opinion, I'm going to tell you. You know, I will tell you. You might not like me afterwards, but I will tell you. And that's not calling out fakes or anything like that. It's just what I believe. Um, I don't know. I think doubt can keep us sane and keep us rationalised to a degree. To have a bit of doubt isn't a bad thing. Um, yeah, I know you don't believe in all orbs. I'm trying to come through the chat and trying to catch up a bit. So we're on Adam. Let me go back up here. That's why I'm researching the paranormal now, because I've seen and heard enough. Yep, and you really need to dig into it. You're not going to learn it all, but try to learn the basics as much as you can, and then read what you enjoy. See, I'm still working with single frequencies on the short radio bands, but it's still really hard to work. You need a lot of patience. Yes, definitely. But also what I said earlier, if they really want to contact you, Sam, I do believe they will. And, like one of the catchphrases they kind of always use is they'll write the name in the stand if they want to contact you. And, if they are spirits of lost ones, that's what they'll do. Were you having a bad day, Claire, when we met? You're wishing now, aren't you, baby? Oh, that's nice of you to give him a helping hand below. It's lovely. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I think it's intuition as well. I don't know whether I'd call it sensitive per se, but I think a lot of us have more intuition than a lot of other people. We're more aware of our surroundings. I just don't believe in orbs, Chris. I'm not an orb believer. The thing I always get thrown at me is you haven't seen it with your own eyes, and no, I haven't. So for me, until and if I see an orb with my own eyes, I'm going to believe there's an explanation for it. Yeah, I'm the same. Sam, I just meet people and I'm like, nope, not talking to you. I don't like you. You don't feel right. Again, yeah, I haven't seen it with my own eyes, and that's what I get told. I wouldn't dislike you if you told me an opinion. Yeah, but I believe we should all open ourselves up to other people's opinions, because at the end of the day, there's no proof of the paranormal, so we're still all looking and all searching. I wouldn't even classify myself as open-minded, to be honest. I'd classify myself as a believer that there's something out there. I just don't know what it is, and I'm still searching and I'm still looking. I'm trying to. You're all typing fast. Yeah. Where's the fence going to get you at the end of the day? It's just silly. Yes, I do, Sam. And it's something I've looked into, and I'm sorry for everybody else who I'm not going to catch up with for a bit, because I'm going to talk about this. Just my own little thing. There's so many people who've had so many different mental health issues who are in the paranormal. It's crazy. Could it be explained? Of course it could. Is it just because we've got a misfire in some kind of electrical circuit that's going on through our body? Now, is that misfire in our body, in our brain's chemistry, in our body's chemistry, making us believe it's paranormal, or is it just lowering our defenses enough and leaving a gap in there that allows the supernatural, paranormal, whatever, to come in? I don't know. But yes, I do believe there is a correlation, whether it's an explainable one or whether it's a paranormal one, I'm not sure. But yeah, I do think a lot of people who have some kind of social anxiety or mental health problems are drawn towards paranormal. I don't know, Chris. It's got to be everything. I just think there's too many. Every orb I've seen, I can kind of put an explanation to it. So I'm trying to catch up with you all. In a word, yes, Claire. Yeah, mental health, paranormal, exactly, Willow. I think there's something there. What it is, whether it's explainable or whether it's leaving us open to it, I don't know. Oh, I'm nearly there. Right, okay. I'm nearly caught up with you. Yep, I agree with you, Sam. I thought people don't investigate other people's evidence to the degree they should. You actually replied with a comment today on a video you'd put up where you had a light anomaly, and I said it kind of looked like it didn't look like an insect, but the flight pattern of it looked like an insect. But you also had a cone or a stick burning, incense stick cone, which were giving off embers, and whatever goes up has to come down, you know. And I was just wondering if it was like an ember that had gone out that was coming down, you know. But it was a cool capture, Sam. I'm not saying it was paranormal. I'm just saying it was very cool, but there were explanations from it, and I've never, to be honest with you, I've never do something where an ember's gone up and come down, so I wouldn't understand the flight patterns of it and the degrees that they would go at. It was only an assumption of mine. Well, that's true, because look at people who are blind and people who have hearing difficulties. Their other senses are amplified. That's been proven. Exactly, and this is what I'm saying about. I do believe there are a high percentage of people who've suffered with some kind of anxiety or mental health problems in the paranormal. Our body's ability to process things through you know, the electronic pathways that go through us. Is it because there's a misfire and it leaves us open and it's creating those situations, or is it because it's leaving us open and we're more susceptible to whatever's out there? I don't know. The thing is, though, Willow, with all with every situation an orb could be, whether it's a light refraction and it only takes the pinpoint of light, the size of the room, the air current. You might not think there's any drafts or anything, but you can guarantee in every room there's going to be a draft. You know, the size, the shape, it's crazy the amount of things it could be an orb. The thing is, as well, you've got to determine the size of the room, the placement of the windows, whether it's carpeted or whether it's a hard floor. You know, there's all these things that have to, the door placements, you know, everything has to be taken into consideration when you're looking at things like this. But people don't tend to do it. And to be honest with you, a lot of the time the evidence isn't given out, the size of the room, the shape of the room, where the windows are in the room, where the doors are in the room, what the weather situation is. All these things have to be taken into consideration. It's crazy. And this is why I call myself skeptical, because I want to know all these things before I will put an opinion forward. Right, everybody, I'm going to go anyway. It's 12:30. I've been on for stupid amount of time, 3 hours. And I'm going to go. Everybody who's popped in tonight, I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Even all the debates that went on earlier with Paratruth and Brett. To me, that's great, because we are all entitled to defend our point of view, and we should. As long as it doesn't get rude and nasty, I'm all good with that. But you've all been great. You've all contributed tonight, and I love that. I love all these discussions. I love all these different opinions. And it kept me interested, so I love that. So, Willow, Joanne, Claire, Adam, Sam, am I missing people who are going to get upset with me? Cass, Chris, everybody else is still on, and I'm really sorry if I haven't mentioned your name. It's not because I'm being a rude bag. Joanne, sorry, I don't know whether I mentioned you, but I really do appreciate each and every one of you. You've all been great tonight, and you've all contributed, and I want to thank you lot very much. You know, I want to thank my chat, because you've been great, and I've appreciated every single minute of it. Julie, if she's still on as well. Julie, for coming on. Thanks, Julie. I appreciate it. And we will do it again, me and you, Julie, and we'll get it sorted before we actually go live. But until then, take care, everybody. Thank you very much, and bye.